Hello and welcome, my dear friends. Today on my way to work, I overheard two people having the strangest conversation ever. So they haven't seen each other in a long time. One of them asks the other, "So how have you been?" And the other one tells them like, "Yo, I've been great ever since 2 weeks ago. I got a hip replacement and now everything's all right." The other guy's face lights up and he's like, "What? Me too! I had both of them replaced last month." I was like, what the hell is going on here? This is like the new iPhone just dropped and people are getting their hips replaced left and right. And I thought to myself, what a perfect topic to talk about today, because we are gonna do a hip mobility routine to follow along, or maybe to take exercises out of it and put into your own hip mobility routine, so we do not have to replace our hips and we do not get injured. But if you are already injured, this is gonna be perfect for rehabilitating your hips as well as working on that deep and strong hip mobility. If you're ready, we're gonna get into it right now. So when it comes to mobility work, it's always really smart to start with the easiest exercises and the shortest range of motion first, which is what we're going to be doing now. When it comes to the amount of repetitions, I'm going to leave this to you. We're only going to be doing 2 or 3 reps for each side, just so you know how the exercise looks. So let's go. For the first exercise, we want to have some external and internal rotation in both our hip joints respectively. So we're going to lean backwards, and it's really easy to just switch from one side to the other. Now, if your range of motion is impaired, for instance, and you can't go all the way to the ground, there's absolutely no problem with that. Over time, you're going to get there. But for now, we're just going to switch from one side to the other. Now we're going to add a little bit of strength to it, and we're also going to add a little bit more mobility in our hip flexors, combining the strength and the flexibility like so. So we're starting in a reverse tabletop position, and from here we're going to repeat the same thing, but we're pushing upwards with our hip, so we get a nice little stretch in our hip flexors and the abdominal insertions, as well as our quadriceps, depending on how much flexibility we already have in those two. So left side, right side. Repeat one more time, to the left and to the right, and move on to the next exercise. Now for this one, our starting position is going to be a deep squat position. If you don't know how to deep squat, well, I have a couple of tutorials on my channel. You can check them out at whatever point. But for now, all we need is a deep squat position, and we're going to need a little bit of upper body and core strength because we want to stay upright at all times. So now that we have our hands behind our head, we're going to start out with the shortest of hip thrusts, like so, or basically knee touches. Knee to the ground and back up again. You see, most of the movement is coming from our hip joint, but we have some external rotation in both of our knees, as you can see here, and we're going to repeat this one more time before we move on to increase the range of motion of our hip thrust like so. Push forward, you're going to be flexing your spinal erectors, your glutes, and your biceps femoris down here, so we can push forward as far as we can and reverse the movement. Push forward as far as we can and reverse the movement. One more time, just for good measure, and back up again. Now we're moving on to the crow walk, or the middle knee touches, left side, right side, repeat, and we're gonna combine this now with a crossover. So left to right, crossover, return into your starting position, crossover, and repeat the whole process, this side and that side. Now from this position on, we're gonna move on to the next exercise. Internal rotation, external rotation, lumbar rotation. Back up again, use your core musculature to bring your body up, and repeat the whole process to the other direction. There we go. One more time. To this side, one more time to that side. And now we're gonna increase the range of motion of our rotation to include full thoracic and lumbar mobility as well. So down we go on one side, the other side and bring our upper body down as far as we can. We also have a little bit of a stretch in our gluteus here and the outside of our upper legs. We're going to move up, use your core, go into the full rotation, bring your head down so we have that nice little rotation in our thoracic, lumbar spine, as well as our glutes, the tiniest of stretches. Move on. One more time. To the left side. And one more time to the right side. And back up again. Now to finish this process off, we're just gonna extend our legs a little bit and just shake them out. Shake them out, because you might have a little bit of tension in your knees now. You might have a tiniest bit of pain, especially if you're doing rehabilitation work. And we just wanna loosen it all up. So if you have the time, I would advise you to do this every single day. As you can see, within 5 to 10 minutes, we can do the full routine. You can take some of those exercises and add it to your own mobility work. Just keep in mind to start out really easy and work your way up to longer and longer range of motion. And over time, you can even add some weights and do some loaded mobility, which is going to increase the speed of how fast we progress. Sadly, that's all the time we have for today, but tune in tomorrow because you know it, new videos every single day. Captain Cairo, peace out.